Good evening, everyone. Or should I just say hello? It's evening for me right now as I record this. So I started radiotherapy yesterday and I have 10 sessions of radiotherapy to complete. And as I was lying in bed last night, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if I just shared like the experience as it was happening? But it was late last night and I was tired and I was not doing a repeat of my first video. um, I did it when I couldn't sleep. I wanted to actually try and sleep last night, but thought I would record about yesterday's radiotherapy today. I was hoping to do today's as well, but we'll see. I don't know if I've got it in me. I'm pretty tired. But yeah, I thought maybe you could come along with me on the journey. I will share these videos as it happens live. I know that people may not watch them live. You might not see this for years to come. However, it would be, I guess, good for you to hear in the moment how it's been, how it's going. So yeah, I started yesterday. I'm having radiotherapy, which is a very targeted treatment to the area where my cancerous tumour was that was in my left breast. I had a CT scan a couple of weeks ago, and on that CT scan, they take a few images and they essentially get you lined up for the machines ahead of time. So when I go to radiotherapy, I have to lie in the exact same position every time. So the position I was recorded in at my CT scan, lie in that same position before they can start zapping essentially. So yeah, I had my first session yesterday. Yesterday I woke up and it was my first day back in the gym for like 7 months. On Monday night I was like, right, I'm gonna do this, and on Tuesday morning I woke up and I was super tired, but I thought just go for half an hour, get it done, kind of, get back into the flow, and it will get the juices flowing again. So went to the gym for half an hour, came back, went to get in the shower, had no water. I live in a house on a new build development, and there was a burst pipe and nobody had water. So I was like, why today? Why, Jesus? Why are we doing this today on my first day of radiotherapy, when I got up and went to the gym and thought everything was going to be great and it was going to be a good day? So a friend ended up saving me, and I drove to her house, which was like a 35-minute drive from where I live, to have a shower. Thank you for that spa experience. You know who you are. um, to have a shower and then drive 25 minutes from her house to radiotherapy. Get to radiotherapy. So essentially, you go into the unit. When you have your CT scan, they show you the unit. They show you which room you're going to be in, the separate rooms. I'm in room 11, and so you go in, you grab your like top, which is like, that hospital gown material. There's different sizes in this cabinet as you walk in. And you grab your top and you put it on. Essentially, it has poppers going up the center, and then it has poppers at the side so that they're able to open it up when they're doing the actual radiotherapy. You just get changed and then you drop your appointment card into a little box, and then the staff come out intermittently and let them know that you're there for your appointment. So I did all of that, sitting and waiting, was waiting for quite a while, got chatting to people in the waiting room as you do, and met a lady called Rachel who is having 33 sessions of radiotherapy for lung cancer. Put my 10 sessions into perspective. Like, again, just I've had this diagnosis, but I know that it could have been worse. This is not the worst of it, and it hasn't always been fun. And I'm not doing this whole like toxic positivity, but I have known from the get-go that this could have been worse. Anyway, was chatting to Rachel, and there was a couple sitting behind me. I thought it was the wife that was there for treatment, but it turned out to be the husband. So I was talking to them, and they were saying that it's running behind. The sessions are running behind, and they've got to collect their twins from school. So at that point, I think I'd been waiting about an hour, and the one of the radiologists came out and wrote on the notice board that there was an hour wait, like an hour delay to treatment on that day. So I said to the couple, I said, well, they've just told me that I'm next, so if they'll allow it, you can just go ahead of me. And the wife was like, no, 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 it's fine. And I was like, honestly, like I've been waiting this whole time. I can sit here and read my book, like it's absolutely fine. And so when the staff came back out to call me, I said, is it okay if this gentleman goes next for treatment because he's got the school run, blah, blah, blah. Because they would have had to drive 40 minutes back home and then driven 40 minutes back. I say a lot, I've realised that. Drive 40 minutes back later on in the day to do the treatment. And I was like, you're already going through this, right? Nobody needs that. So I asked the staff member and they said, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And they were like, are you sure? Because you've been waiting a while. And I was like, it's absolutely fine. It felt like nothing to me. And there was a point to this story along with my radiotherapy story that it felt like nothing to me. It gave me an extra 10-15 minutes to sit and read my book. And I had already been waiting and I didn't have anything. Yeah, I wanted to get home, but I didn't have anything that was urgent that I needed to get back to. And so when I was saying this to the wife of the couple, she started crying. So then I started crying because I'm like, why are you so upset? I said, like, it's absolutely nothing. So eventually they called him in, he went and had his treatment, and then the couple were walking out and they, the wife thanked me again. She literally I was sitting in my chair, she grabbed me and like bear hugged me and she was welling up again and I was welling up again. I was like, it was really nothing. And when I was driving, I'm jumping around a bit here, but when I was driving home last night, I was reflecting on the conversation and the situation. And I thought to myself, we just need to be kinder to each other. We just need to be kinder to each other because we don't know what people are going through. The lady explained that she has 7-year-old twins. One of them has autism. And so he really struggles being out of routine. And I thought, me sitting here for an extra 10 to 15 minutes is going to make a massive difference to that child's day. And then that family's interaction, who are already clearly going through a hard time because the dad and husband's having radiotherapy. And I just really was like pressed in the car for myself and to share, like, and I don't share that story as a brag, like I'm not so great. I'm like, look, it's none of that. It is literally, we just need to be kinder to each other because we don't know what people are going through. Anyway, this is 7 minutes long now, 7.5. So back to radiotherapy. So had my radiotherapy and then drove about an hour and a half it took me to get home yesterday because there was quite a lot of traffic at the time of day. I only had my appointment time for yesterday before I started, and I was given appointment times for the next 3 days. And then I will get appointment times for next week, so next Monday to Friday. I'll only get those on Friday, and the times are quite staggered, so it's a little bit tricky to manage. But again, it's a minor, right? And so, yeah. I drove a lot yesterday. I was already tired. There were a lot of things going on yesterday, but session 1, done and dusted. In terms of symptoms, stroke side effects, I felt a few stabbing pains as I was driving home, and then my breast felt a little bit sore. I'm currently using La Roche Balm, is that how you say it? Baume, Balm. I know it's a French company. B5 cream along with Cetraban, and that's what I'm using at the moment. So you are not supposed to put any cream on the targeted area before treatment starts. You put it on afterwards. So I'm lathering up as much as possible after the treatment as I can. So yeah, that was session 1 done. Waited an hour. I think I've covered all the points. Waited an hour and a half. But once you're in, so I think the setting up of getting me like on the bed, and I will create a reel at some point with pictures and link it in the description at some point. I'll figure it out. I don't want to get lost in that now. But once I'm in, it's about 10 minutes of treatment. And so the machine spins around you and you have like to hold your breath. They're speaking to you, the staff are speaking to you through like a tannoy system. And you have to hold your breath. And you have this little monitor that has a white line with dots going across it. And then when you're breathing normally, there's like a yellow bar that moves up and down like this. And then when they ask you to hold your breath, you've got to get it in the middle of that white line and it goes green and you know that you're in the right position. That's because they only want to treat the actual area that they've identified. And because it's my left breast, it's also on the same side as my heart. And so they have to, when I'm holding my breath, I'm creating distance between my breast and my heart, and therefore it's better for them to treat it then. So that's radiotherapy day 1. I will try and yabba less on the next day so I can tell you a bit more about the treatment. But yeah, I hope that helps and gives you a sense of like the day to day. And like I said, I'm going to try and do these videos every day, so that you get the real time updates of radiotherapy. So thanks for watching and listening, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.